Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome you to this session, that is lesson 9, and we are going to start with the topic. Actually, this is topic 5 out of 15, and this is computer hardwares, and it is recommended to be covered within 12 periods. And I am mainly Chamzi Faizo, IIT Doctor, the facilitator. So let's start straight away. The background, of course, is computers made up of hardware and software. An analog can be made to human that the hardware is your body and the software is your mind. So this one should be put in your mind. It is important to recognize that the way humanity is comprised of both the physical and mental. A computer is nothing without both hardware and software. So that's what should be impacted in your minds. Then we have the learning outcome. The learner should be able to use and describe the functions of common hardware devices. So here is the computer system. Refer to the functional unit of a computer which must be available for the computer to perform tasks, which means that the computer consists of input units, processing units, memory storage units, output units, communication units, and many other units. So this is the computer system. What makes a computer is a computer system. A computer cannot operate on its own. That's why we have these three parts. We have a trained personnel or live wire. We have what we call the computer hardware, and we have what we call the computer software. That's why we have all the three, so that it can make up a computer system. Yeah, so these are the units which must be available for the computer to perform specific tasks. So that is a live wire. Live wire is a person who can operate a computer. Any live wire, a human wire, or a trained personnel is the person who can operate a computer. It's also divided into two. We have the expert, that is the professional who operates the computer. We also have what we call the end user who uses the computer. So an expert, the person like me who can really operate a computer professionally, a person who has documents, who has training in or what we call computer or literacy. Then we have the end user, the person who just uses a computer, who is a computer on a basic basis, like students. Then we have what we call, this is actually the illustration of the computer system. As you can see here, this is the softwares which are always found inside the computer, or the programs. Then we have the hardwares, like the tangible devices, things we can touch and feel. For example, keyboards, mouse, and other connected devices on a computer. Then we have the humanware, or what you call liveware, or you can call them the trained personnel. Anybody who uses a computer is called a user, is called a humanware. So this is the illustration. All this must be there so that the computer system can really operate. Then we have the computer hardware. Refers to the electronic and mechanical components that make up a computer, or you can define it as physically seen and the tangible parts of the computer. For example, the keyboard, we have the mouse, we have the printers. Those are all tangible parts of the computer, and these are all hardware. Examples of hardwares: we can have a printer as a hardware, we can have a portable media player as a hardware, we can have a system unit as a hardware, we have the screen, we have the webcam, monitor, speaker, mouse, keyboard, microphone, digital cameras, card readers. We can talk of scanners, external hard disks. We have the USB flash, we have the modem, and many more. These are all called hardwares. Then we can look at what computer hardware is divided into. It's actually divided into major 6 categories. We have the system unit, that is it. We're gonna look at it. We have the input devices. Those are also very important. We have the output devices. We have the storage devices. We have the processing devices, and lastly we have the communication devices. But majorly in this lesson we are going to look at the system unit, input devices, and output devices. So that in lesson 10, that's where we shall have the storage devices, processing devices, and communication devices, inshallah. So let's start with the system unit. It's a box like case that holds the electronic components of the computer to process data. And this is to protect internal electronic components from damage. It is also housing some of the following important components. Actually, it's one of the most an important item or unit on the computer system. For example, we have the motherboard, which is always found inside the computer. We have the processor chip, what we call the CPU. We can talk of the databases. These are the pathways where data travels and connect different areas in the computer. Then we have the hard disk. We have the RAM chips and ROM chips. We can also talk of the power supply and many others which supply power to all parts of the computer. Let's look at the system unit, how it looks like. And now this is what we are talking. This is the system case, which houses most of the electronic components of the computer. And what we are seeing right now, this is the front part of the system unit, and this is the back part of the system unit. And what we are seeing here, these are some of the ports which actually increases the functionality of the system unit. We can talk of the USB, we can talk of the video ports, we can talk of the audio ports, microphone ports. These are all ports, headphone ports. We can talk of the keyboard ports. We can talk of the serial ports. We can talk of the parallel ports. We can talk of the many other ports. Actually, this is very important for a student to know the ports. And the port, you can usually find it as a small opening on a computer. And in case they ask you some of the ports, these are very important ports here. Speaker ports, audio ports, internet ports, and many ports. These are all ports of the computer. Then that's the system unit. Apart from the system unit, these are all examples of system units. You can find this is the system unit which I've just looked at, where we have the system unit apart and this monitor apart, where I have the inbuilt system unit in the monitor. You can see like this one is just independent, it's a standalone machine. You can look at this phone. This is also system unit. This is system unit. Phone has all my devices. A laptop is housing here is a system unit. The tablets, this is the system unit. Actually, most of the components, all the system unit, the devices which you use, which can control data, you call them system units. Those are some of the systems. Now, these are some of the internal components which are found in the system unit, and this is the motherboard. A motherboard, this is where components of the system unit are mounted. As you can see, on it comprised of the CPU, which is the most important part, the BIOS, that's basically input post system, and other ports expressions which are related to it. So this is a keyboard, how it looks like. Actually, to me, it looks like a series of those input series where the CPU is mounted. This is some of the spatial slots. These are some of the spatial slots. We have the northern bridge and southern bridge. And some of the capacitors also on this series, on this motherboard. So as you can see, it really looks nice and very interesting. Then we come and can look at the spatial slots. This way I've just showed you the sockets on the motherboard into which you can plug the special cards or add the circuitry board that provide memory space in case you want to add any functionality to the computer. Use those quick special slots. We have databases. These are highways we get in the computer. It's like a cable. We have disk drives. These are actually the main types of disk drive, and these include we have rapid drive, hard drive, CD-ROM drive, zip drive, and they help us to store data in the computer. Then we can look at the power supply, which helps to convert power from AC supplied by the means to DC required the components of the computer. So it can also help in distributing power to all parts of the computer evenly, and that's the power supply. It helps in controlling and stepping down of incoming power. You get it? For example, AC stands for alternating current and DC stands for direct current. So that is the power supply, and it's one of the most important parts in the computer. Let's look at the input devices. Input devices refers to the whole hardware component that allows you to enter data and instruction into a computer. Anything which allows you to enter data in a computer, it's called the input devices. Then we have example like keyboard, mouse, digital camera, light pens, microphone. And remember, apart from this, there are other input devices which we're going to look at. And get they ask what is input. Input is data or instruction entered in the computer. You get it? So these are some of the input devices which we're going to look at. We're going to look at the keyboard because there it's common by many of us. We have the voice recognition equipment, it is also there. We have the optical mark recognition and barcode readers, we're going to look at them. We have the optical character recognitions, they are also there. We have the optical readers, they are also there and input devices. We have magnetic sweep card readers, they are also there. We have the gaming keyboard, they are also there. We have the gaming wheels, we're going to look at them. We have the joysticks, we're going to look at them. We have the game pads, we're going to look at them. We have the motion sensing game controllers, they are also there. We have the microphones, they are also there. These are all input devices. We can talk of the mouse, that is also an input device. We can talk of the stylus pen and digitalizing tablets, they are also there. We have the cordless mouse, they are also there. We can talk of the what we call the trackball, is also there. We have the trackpad, they are also there. We have the light pen, they are also there. We have the touch screens, we can look at them, they are also there. We have the attack point, we can look at the attack point. We have the image scanner, which is also there. We have the digital cameras, they are also there. We're going to look at them. We're going to have the camcorders, we're going to look at them. We have the webcams and so many fingerprint scanners. We have even the face recognition system, and lastly the eyeless recognition system. We're going to look at all this. Actually very many, but categorizing input devices, you can actually, it is used to enter data in command in the form the computer can use. The send data or command to the processing unit type of the input. It can be categorized the following. There are text input devices like keyboards, we have looked at it. We have pointing input devices like a mouse, it's also there. We have the imaging input devices like scanners and cameras. We have the gaming input devices like gaming wheels, we have looked at them, and audio input devices like microphone, we have also looked at them. So that biometric device, that's the iris recognition systems, they are also there, we have looked at them. And then that is the same right above the listed example of each of the different categories of input devices. So you might be asked about such of the questions in the case. So that is it. Let's start with the keyboard straight away. This is one of the input devices. Everybody should take a note actually. Like we have actually same different areas on the keyboard, or parts of the keyboard. We have the function keys. These are from F1 up to F12. Everybody should know about it. We have the alphanumeric keys. These are all the keys. That is numbers and letters. They are all here. We have the old keys, the print screen keys, scroll key, pause or break keys. We have home. They are all old keys. Then have here arrow keys or what called navigation keys. They are all here, which helps you to control the screen. We have indicate lights, the num lock, which helps you to lock this part. The caps lock key, the scroll key, they are all here. Then we have the numeric keypad keys here, so which helps you to type very fast when you are entering some numbers. So that's the keyboard. It is very important for a student to know how to use it very well. Then we have here, it is actually text input devices, where it helps us to enter computer to operate a computer by entering some information by pressing the keys on the keyboard. Then we have the keys on the keyboard can be categorized into three parts, namely, which I've just looked at: typing keys, alphanumeric keys. We have the function keys. We have custom movement keys. We have the numeric keypad keys. We have the special purpose keys, alphanumeric keys. So the alphanumeric keys, they are labeled with alphabets, that is up to Z, which I've just shown you, and lines 1, 2, 3, 0. And special symbols such as question mark, greater than signs, they are all here. Then we have looked at the function keys, that is from F1 up to F12. We have also looked at them. They do special important tasks. Like F1, it's used to help to activate the help menu. Then we have the arrow key, which move the cursor on the screen. That is pressing left or right to move the cursor to that direction. We have looked at numeric keypad keys, which helps us to type very fast, and they are located on the right hand side of the keyboard. Then we have the special purpose keys. These are used in combination with other keys in order to give commands to the computer, like control key, escape key, caps lock key. We have the alternate key, that is alt key, alternate. Then we have some use of the keys on the keyboard, like a caps lock key to pause or reverse, that is used to change or to toggle between the uppercase and lowercase, just like that. Then we have the enter key. You already force the text of the cursor to the beginning of the next slide. We have the backspace key. Of course, this one there is characters on the left type of the text message. Then we have the delete key, help to remove the character on the right, so you need to take note of that. Then we have the shift key, able to go between lowercase and uppercase, so that like caps lock actually here. Then space key, this helps to create space between words during typing. We have the control key and latent key. This key also helps you to actually to be used in conjunction with other keys to perform some programs. Here they are constituted by when pressed alone to perform an action. So that is alternate key and control key. Some of the advantages and disadvantages of using a keyboard: we have better get instruction. The keyboard is being faster than pointing devices. If you find someone who is faster in typing, actually can enter data very fast. Keyboards are more reliable and usually produce fewer errors than any other input devices, such as voice inputs and iris recognition system. In case your eyes got affected or your voice, fail access any device because of the voice input device or other biometric devices. Then there is no need to buy additional equipment since computers are normally supplied with keyboards. When you buy a keyboard, when the machine or the system will supply with a keyboard, so it is really cheap. Disadvantages, some of them we have takes a lot of time to practice in order to quickly learn accurately. Actually, that is a keyboard takes a lot of time to do that. Then you can look at makes a lot of noise when typing. Whenever you're typing, the keyboard normally makes a lot of noise. Then we have the mouse as another input device. It is a handheld input device that enters data instruction by controlling the pointer or cursor on the screen, and that's the mouse. Portable and can easily control. It's also a point device which enables you to use execute commands. It's the most popular types of mouse. We have the standard mouse, we have the optical mouse, and also the cordless mouse, or what you call the wireless mouse. Let's look at them. This is actually the optical mouse. We have the wireless or cordless mouse. They are all here. Then we can look at the mouse techniques, how we use the mouse. We always click or left click, that is press and leave the left mouse button once, that is click. Then we have what we call double click, that is press the left and mouse button twice and very quickly. Then we have the drag and drop, that's to move an item by pointing on it and holding down the left mouse button to the new location. That's drag and drop. Drag and drop, it's like moving the item from one location to another on the screen or on the computer. Then we have right click, that's press and leave the right mouse button once. So the students should know how to use this mouse by knowing how to click, how to left click, how to right click, how to double click, how to drag and drop. Like advantages, of course, to move the cursor on the screen faster than using keyboards or keystrokes. That's one of the advantages. People actually they use mouse because it is flexible. It's portable and flexible. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. Because since it's handheld, you just handheld, you held it in your hand, so it is easy to be controlled. Then we have what we call disadvantages. These require moving hand from the keyboard to mouse and back. It is tiresome. You use the mouse, you use the keyboard, you use what? So it's really tiresome. And lastly, it requires flat surface. So in order for you to use the mouse perfectly, you need to use a flat area. Then you have require wider space for beginners. Beginners require wider space. If it is a table, that table must be used by him or her alone, so that he can move the mouse from the another end to the other end, because it's really very hard for him or her. Then we have the cordless mouse, and that is a wireless mouse which we talk about, and this is a chip which is accompanied with it. So because connect the computer using wireless technology, giving flexibility to the user and move the mouse over a wider working area. The mouse runs on a battery. When you remove the mouse, send an infrared beam to sensor which interprets, causing the pointer to move. That's how a cordless mouse works, and actually you can use it in a long distance. You can be, for example, in a class and go to the northern end, go to the mouse or the computer to the southern end, and you can control the mouse like that. That's what it means, because it uses what we call wireless technology, as you can see. Then you can look at a touchpad. This is actually is commonly used with laptops, as you can see, and it has a sensor that senses the touch and sends signal to the computer. Common laptops, of course, these buttons work like mouse buttons. As you can see, this is the touchpad. These are the buttons, that is left mouse button and right mouse button. That's left button. This is right, this is right, this is left. This is the touchpad. The same here. This is the touchpad. It's always on laptops. It works like exactly like a mouse. So never be confused. Then we have the barcode readers. Barcode readers are used in supermarkets. That is to input data on products so they can be actually read by the computers. Because we have barcode readers, and we have which helps the product to be read by the machines. They are Cortex inputting devices. They input data into those devices. It's actually that use a laser beam to read barcodes that are printed on television in supermarkets. These people will always visit supermarkets because because of unique set of vertical lines and specific ways. These are the ones which represent coded information about the item which represents. So these are the codes which are entered by the barcode readers. Then we have the magnetic strip. This is a magnetic strip card because it is used in many areas, like it is back of the credit card, bank ATM cards, and other similar cards. They are all strip cards, and it's exposed to magnet or magnetic field can erase the information content is of card magnetic strip if you expose it to a magnet or a magnetic field. Actually, it is used in many areas. It can even modernize offices. We have the stylus pen, as you can see them, which writes on the computer screen, actually, or like tablets. As you can see them, they can be used to write on the computer screen. We also have them here, as you can see, those with the smartphones. Some of them, they use what you call the laser pen, which writes on the computer screen. It helps you to draw what is called dictating tab that mirror the surface area of the computer screen. The handheld pen like lever that has a license point and write on the computer screen. They're used by healthcare professional doctors, dentists, graphic designers, architects. The pen is for drawing, since drawing graphics with the mouse tends to be natural light. So that's a light pen and it's tablet. We have what you call a trackball, which is the simplest for the mouse except that the roll actually raised and the ball is on top. As you can see, this is what we roll around so that we can go to this trackball. It can remain stationary on your desktop. So this is actually stationary, it doesn't leave, doesn't move, it's always in one position. We have what you call a touch screen. This is also another input device, as you can see by just touching the screens of these different devices in order to enter data in the computer. It is a such system input and display device. User can interact with this device by touching areas of the screen. With some smartphones, portable media players, and other personal mobile devices can touch the screen to perform tasks such as dialing telephone numbers, entering text, and making on-screen selections. They most used in public places like banks, hotels, airports, and many others. And this is called a track point, because called a pointing device stick. It's called in the middle of the keyboard between G, H, B, and N. As you can see here, it is in between. It is also found on the laptop's keyboards. Then we have the joystick. It is a pointing device with a vertical lever mounted on the base used to control the position of the point on the screen. And it is actually used to control video games, and it have one or more push buttons whose states can also be read by the computer. For example, this is a joystick, of course, and you can see that these kids are emotional. They are using the gamepads and joysticks to control the games, that most especially people who are in mountain controls, who are under CCTV camera surveillance. They use more of this CCTV, they use more of these joysticks. These are the joysticks, these are more of the gamepads here. As you can see, they are all input devices. Then I have the gaming wheel, which is steering wheel type gaming input device. Users can turn to simulating driving a vehicle using programming computer. So you can see yourself driving a vehicle if you're using gaming wheels. So gaming wheels also include foot pads, so it's for accelerating and braking actions. Those who want to drive vehicles are from home, from anywhere, we use what we call the gaming wheels. As you can see the madam here, this is the braking pedals, which are always attached to this as you can see it. As you can see it, the lady is already enjoying the game. As you can see, she's really enjoying the game. Then you can talk of the image scanner here. These are the flat bed, this is shade bed. These are all image scanners which helps enter data in the computer by scanning them. These objects are entered in the computer after scanning them. For example, convert hard copy document, drawing, or pictures of an element conversion soft copy. It can then be stored on disk. That's how a scanner does. Scanners include optical character software for analyzing what is read, what is to be read. Optical character recognition is a technique that involves reading typewritten, computer printed, and handwritten characters from ordinary documents and translating images into form that the computer can understand. These are the digital cameras. Of course, digital cameras, they help us to take nice photos. A digital camera is allows to take pictures so that photograph may digital instead of swiping on a traditional film. Users transfer a copy of the stored picture to the computer operated by connecting cable between the digital camera and the computer. Those users can call digital cameras can witness that. We have the camcorders, the lightweight DVD camera that put data on the digital format to store a device such as videotape. So all these portable small devices are called camcorders, not digital cameras. So we should differentiate them. Also we have webcams. Webcams, of course, they are called PC video cameras, type digital camera that usually sits on top of the monitor. Some laptops cameras have inbuilt in webcams nowadays. Those for whatever cam they have those inbuilt cameras. Of course, help you to capture videos, sell images, and make video telephone like video telephone calls. This is how a webcam looks like. As you can see, then they are attached on the laptop. Now this is attached on the laptop screen. This is, you can install it anywhere. This is also attached on the monitor. Then we have the webcam. This is how it operates. As you can see, webcam is used for video conferencing. The guy is actually delivering a presentation. Then we can talk of the microphones. Of course, for converting sound waves into electric energy variation, which may then be input in the computer for processing, recording, or playbacks. As you can see, these are microphones. These are microphone inputting data, of course, in the computer. I connect the sound card and system units. Then we have the fingerprint scanner. This one captures the presentation of the fingerprint. Some grocery and trade shops store use fingerprint readers as a means of payment where the customer's fingerprint is linked to an account or credit card. This is very common, as you can see. Once she touches here, she's actually executing some commands. We have lastly, I think, the iris recognition system. This is a device with iris which technology read pattern the iris of the eye. As you can see, these patterns are unique as fingerprint because the body has a unique iris recognition system. Then this is iris recognition system are used by governments, trade organizations, that military and financial institutions that deal with highly sensitive data. Whenever you have sensitive data, it's better to use what you call iris recognition system. As you can see, whereby the machine can sense the eye if it's because everybody has a unique eye. That's what we call iris. That's what it senses inside there. So that is what I can take you through, and I think that's going to be the end of today's. These are just the iris recognition system, and this is the end of input devices. So we're going to have what we call the output devices very briefly. These are devices which are used to enter data in a computer, actually output or convey information to more people. You have categories of output devices. We have text, graphics, audio, video. This is how you can output data or put information into form of the text, graphics, audio, or video. Let's go for it. We have some of the output devices like CRT monitors, we have the flat panel displays, we have the projectors, we have the interactive whiteboards, we have the headed mount displays, HD gear, HMD gear, headgear. We have the LED display, that's large emitting diodes displays. You can look at them. We have the printers, they are all there. We have the computer speakers, they are all there. We have the headphones or earphones. These one of the output device. These are some of the output devices we have here. Let's start with the CRT monitors. These are the cathode ray monitors, cathode ray tube monitors, which are a desktop screen that contains like silk glass called a ray tube. As you can see, these are the first computers or the first monitors which we use, and they are called cathode ray tube. They have the flat panels, display lightweight display device with a small shallow depth and flat screen that typically uses LCD, liquid crystal display. Here that is LCD or glass plasma technology, GPMT. As you can see them, they are wide screen are much wider than they are tall. Some screens are measured diagonally from one corner to the other. Common sizes we have 17 inch, 19 inch, 20, 22, 24, 27, 44, 65 inch, and so many others. So it depends on the size you want. Then we have the flat panel displays. They are the same as the glass plasma technology, and the crystal displays. LCD, the flat screens, they are all here. As you can see them. You can talk of the projectors. You can take the image that is displayed on the computer screen and project it on this large screen or that in audio sense. people can see the image clearly. This is actually the projectors. There are many classrooms that are projectors, so that all students can do this and instructor's presentation on the screen. And presence of the light affects the projector so they can perform well in dark rooms. If you want to have a clear image, it's better you connect in a dark room. As you can see that the projectors actually doing the work here perfectly nice. As you can see, this project from here is projecting the screen so that the presenter can always, this is a classroom course. The laptop is here, the projector is here, so it's project light from there. So as you can see, these are our incorporators. We have interactive whiteboards. If just sensitive device is a gray LS board that display image on the connected computer screen. Also that it's connected, it can present the machine very fast. Neutral interactive whiteboard can be selected on the computer. This is it. So that is it. As you can see, that's what we call interactive whiteboard. You get it. So we have the head-mounted display device, or what we call a headgear. It's made up to tiny display and sound system that channel images and sound from the source to the eyes and ears, thus presenting stereo three-dimensional sound affecting the virtual world. The wearer may also put on body suit that senses the body movement and relays the data in the virtual reality system, which in turn just the position of the user and the system. This is what this one I talk about. This way you can see the virtual world, see the creativity of the environment which is on there. You can see yourself in another world. That's what you're trying to mean by putting on this headgear, or what called head-mounted display, HMD. Then you have the layer lights, or that we call the flat panels, which use light emitting diodes as video display. A red panel may be small display or component of a light display. They are typical used outdoor in store signs and billboards, in salons and many other areas. These are what we call LED displays. They are containment players. We have the printers that really hard copy such as text and graphics on physical paper or physical material like paper. Some of the printers, there are two types or two categories. You have the impact printers and non-impact printers. So here you need to categorize what are impact printers and what are non-impact printers. The impact printer form character graphics on piece of paper, striking mechanism, so it's incredible that physical content in the paper. Common types we have, or examples of the impact printer, we have the laser wheel, dot matrix, braille, and line printers. We can also talk of the laser wheel printer. This is how the laser wheel printer looks like. That is something back. There is something back. Nowadays they are rarely seen, but they are there. We can talk of the dot matrix printers. This is how dot matrix printers look like. Then we have these braille printers by blind people. You get it. That's we don't sell, which are read by blind people. Then we have the printers, that is non-print printers. They form character graphics on piece of paper without actually striking the paper. Some spray ink with they use heat or spray to create images. Common used non-impact printers are inkjet printers, laserjet printers, thermal printers, plotters, and bar printers. Let's look at them. This is what we call the inkjet printers, which uses ink containing fluid printers printing color. There you can see it. You can have this laserjet printers. This is the beam and powder ink colored toner that is black, especially to print out. You can also have these are the common printers. These are the thermal printing units made by pushing headed pins again like forward since the paper. These are HMC printers and the mobile printers. As you can see, those who have gone to HM machines, you know how it works. Mobile printers, these are lightweight battery powered printers that fit easily in briefcase alongside notebook computers, like stationary printers. Those small portable printers used by many devices. Then we have what you call the plotters. These plotters actually used to produce like high quality vectors, graphic drawings such as blueprints, maps, posters, and signs. Actually, the common one nowadays. They use inkjet print technology on a much like scale to print professional quality displays. As you can see, then factor purchasing print quality, you can look at that. You have initial costs, you can look at it. Running costs, you can look at its speed. Printing must be faster. Coloring printing, most people now support black and color printing while others don't. Then we have the computer speakers. These are also very important actually when it comes to producing sound. They are like they are component of computers that produce music, speech, or sounds such as beeps. Some common computer speakers use wireless technology, and most personal computers have small tile speaker that basically output sound low quality, like these ones. Then headphones, or what we call earphones, in cloud computer both environment speaker may not be applicable. Instead, users can plug headphones or earphone port on the sound card in speaker or on the front of the system unit. That's what it's that you can see people here. They are inserting what called headphones. Others they can use earphones where necessary, but these are headphones. Then lastly, you can look at the I/O devices, what you call input and output devices. These devices are both input and output. We have the virtual reality devices, they are input and output at the same time. We have the touch screens, you can enter data and output data at the same time. We have the headsets or earphones, they also do part two ways. We have the what we call speakers, audio sound, you can enter data or you can output data using them. We have the cameras, you can enter data, you can output data at the same time. We have the scanners, they do the same, input and output at the same time. We have the fax mail or the fax machine, and lastly USB mode drive, open drive. Those are some of the devices which are both input output. We call them I/O devices. So that's what I had for you. That's the end of lesson 9, and that was about computer hardware system input units and output units. These are so far what we have there looked at, and I think next lesson inshallah we shall look at computer hardware still with storage devices and processing devices. I wish you well. In case you want to contact me, you can reach me there. That is 07659426 and 0759855346. I'm already there on my email, richafaiz@gmail.com, and please subscribe to Richafaiz, that is my YouTube channel. You can like, comment, share, and even subscribe, please, so that we stay updated and you keep in touch. I wish you well. We'll meet in the next lesson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.